Brookside, with its charm and familiarity, was a place where secrets rarely stayed hidden. The Smith family house, nestled at the end of Maple Lane, was a beacon of domestic bliss. Its white picket fence and blooming rose garden seemed to encapsulate the ideal life Emily Smith had built over the years. Emily, 32, bustled through her quaint bookstore, a haven for readers, and a cherished spot in town. The soft rustle of pages and the scent of fresh coffee created a cocoon of calm amidst the clamour of daily life. Her interactions with her customers were warm and genuine, reflecting her nurturing spirit. Yet beneath her cheerful exterior, Emily's mind often drifted to her family life, where everything seemed to be in perfect harmony. James Smith, her husband, was the quintessential supportive spouse. At 35, he balanced his successful business career with family life, with seemingly effortless grace. He was attentive and loving, always quick to lend an ear or a shoulder. Their daughter, Lily, just turned 7, was the apple of their eye. Family dinners were filled with laughter, and weekends were reserved for outings and bonding. However, beneath the surface of this idyllic existence, there were subtle undercurrents of change. Laura, Emily's 28-year-old sister, had recently moved back to Brookside after her nursing stint in a nearby city. Her return was met with joy, but Emily noticed Laura's occasional distant demeanour, which she attributed to stress of readjusting to small-town life. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the Smith house, Emily felt an uneasy shift in the atmosphere. Despite the warm evening light, a shadow seemed to linger, an almost imperceptible change in the air. The local diner was a familiar haunt for Emily and Laura. It was a cosy, dimly lit place, with checkered tablecloths and a counter that had witnessed countless conversations. That evening, the usual warmth of their catch-ups was missing. Laura's laughter seemed forced, and her eyes carried a faraway look. "Things have been so hectic," Laura began, stirring her coffee absent-mindedly. "The hospital's been a whirlwind." Emily nodded, trying to mask her concern. "I can imagine. It must be tough adjusting back here after everything." Laura's gaze shifted, and she bit her lip, clearly struggling to maintain her composure. "Yeah, it's different." As the conversation meandered, Emily's worry deepened. Laura's behaviour was increasingly erratic, and Emily couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The strained silence between them spoke louder than words. By the end of the evening, Emily's unease had only grown. Laura's usual vibrancy was overshadowed by a dark cloud of secrecy. Yet she chose to push her concerns aside, focusing instead on the happiness of the family gatherings that followed. James's business office, with its sleek modernity, was a world apart from the cosy warmth of their home. Yet lately, James's demeanour had grown colder and more distracted. His usual enthusiasm for family dinners had waned, replaced by an air of preoccupation. One evening, Emily found herself alone in the kitchen, the scent of roasted chicken filling the air. She set the table with care, but James's late arrival and distant demeanour put a damper on the evening. His mind seemed elsewhere, and his interactions with Emily were curt and mechanical. As days passed, Emily's suspicions grew. She noticed discrepancies in James's schedule, unexplained late nights, and frequent, vague business meetings. One day, as she cleaned James's car, a single red lipstick on the passenger seat caught her eye. Her heart sank. The lipstick was unfamiliar, and its presence was an undeniable sign of a troubling secret. Conflicted, Emily wrestled with her growing fears. The lipstick became a tangible symbol of the unravelling threads of trust between her and James. Each glance at it fueled her growing anxiety, pushing her closer to confronting the unsettling truth. Driven by mounting suspicion, Emily decided to follow James one afternoon. Her heart raced as she trailed him discreetly, her thoughts a tumultuous storm of fear and anticipation. The journey led her to a secluded cabin on the outskirts of Brookside, a place they had once considered for family vacation, but had never visited. The cabin, nestled in the woods, seemed to hold its own secrets. Emily parked her car at a distance and approached on foot. As she neared the cabin, she could hear muffled voices and laughter. Her pulse quickened, each step feeling heavier than the last. Peeking through a crack in the cabin's wooden wall, Emily's world shattered. Inside, James and Laura were entwined in an intimate embrace, their actions betraying the depth of their affair. The sight was more painful than Emily had imagined, the betrayal hitting her like a physical blow. As the realization sunk in, Emily's mind raced with thoughts of confrontation and self-preservation. The cabin, once a symbol of family unity, had become the stage for a painful revelation. Returning home, Emily's mind was a whirlwind of emotion. The next day, she decided to confront James and Laura. The atmosphere in the Smith family home was thick with tension, As Emily called them into the living room, James's face turned ashen when Emily presented the evidence of the affair. Laura, caught between guilt and defensiveness, struggled to find words. The confrontation was raw and intense, emotions flaring as secrets were laid bare. James tried to justify his actions, speaking of the excitement and novelty he saw outside their marriage, while Laura's remorse was palpable. Emily's heartache was evident as she faced the double betrayal. The confrontation laid bare the cracks in their relationships and forced Emily to grapple with the reality of her fractured family. The emotional turmoil was immense, leaving Emily with the daunting task of deciding the future of her marriage and familial ties. In the weeks following the confrontation, Emily sought solace in counselling, trying to piece together her shattered life. The sessions provided a space for her to explore her feelings of betrayal and work through her emotional pain. James and Laura faced their own struggles. James's business began to suffer due to his personal turmoil, while Laura dealt with the guilt of her actions. Both characters experienced a period of reflection and self-realization. Emily focused on rebuilding her life, channeling her energy into her bookstore and finding small joys in her daily routines. The support of friends and the gradual acceptance of her new reality helped her find a path forward. Her journey was marked by moments of strength and vulnerability as she navigated the complexities of moving on from the betrayal. Months had passed since the upheaval, and Brookside had resumed its usual rhythm. Emily was slowly finding her stride, both personally and professionally. Her bookstore thrived, becoming a source of solace and purpose. One sunny afternoon, Emily walked through the local park, a place that had become a symbol of her healing. The park, with its vibrant flowers and tranquil paths, mirrored her renewed sense of hope. She met new friends and explored new interests, finding strength in her journey of recovery. The chapter concluded with Emily looking forward to the future with a sense of optimism. She had faced the storm of betrayal and emerged stronger, ready to embrace the new opportunities and relationships that awaited her. Her journey had transformed her, leading her to a place of self-discovery and renewal. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And as always, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.